Hey, this is a brand new 2015 Indian Scout. I've had this bike for less than a week. They've been out for less than a week, so kind of a new thing. Just changing oil, not a big deal changing oil, but I just haven't seen any videos on how-tos on this bike yet, so I'm going to give it a try. And here we go. Hello, my name's Dan. Today I'm going to change the oil on my brand new Indian Scout. I got this December 17th from Lincoln, Nebraska. Great guys out there. And I've got 140 miles on this thing. Let me show you the bike itself. Turn off the lights because I'm working in my garage today. Looks like it's getting ready to snow out here today. So it's a good time to change the oil, but it's just a beautiful bike. Been riding it around. Man, this thing really likes to be flogged. It moves, man. It's a great bike. Love it. Anyway, I want to change the oil. I've heard a lot of guys say that some mechanics that I trust tell me that, after about 100 miles, if you drop a new engine in a car, for example, you want to change the oil of the first 100 miles. I want to make sure I'm breaking this engine in properly because, this is something I want to... I'd love to keep this bike forever. Maybe my great-grandkids and pull that out of my old barn. Anyway, to show you the bike here, and I'm going to get under there and change the oil. Quickly, let me show you the kit here. This is the overpriced Indian Scout oil change kit. It's about 80 bucks. The oil type looks like it comes with 4 quarts of 15W60. It comes with looks like 2 copper rings. Those are about yay big. Probably should measure those. I'll annotate that at the bottom how big those rings are. And here's the oil filter. Now if you go to the Polaris website and you just Google that number, I'll put those numbers at the bottom of in the description too. This comes up for one of their 4-wheel drive vehicles, like one of their buggies, right? So I would assume the parts are interchangeable with that. I'll put that description on there. It's got some unique markings on the top here. Yeah, it's too dark in here to see, sorry. It's getting ready to snow outside today, and I'm just going to leave the garage door closed. What it should have come with for 80 bucks is a stinking oil wrench. Oil filter wrench. It did not come with one. I've got a lot of Harley stuff, and of course none of it's going to fit. Here's about the size of it. It looks like it's about 2. The wrench itself is about 2 5/8. Sorry about the shadow. It doesn't take my American stuff. It takes all metric, it looks like. It looks like for the oil plugs in the bottom, I got a hex metric number 6. So number 6 fits up in there. So here you go, be pan back a little bit. There's the 4 quarts of oil, the 2 rings you got to put in, the oil filter itself. Went up to O'Reilly's and bought an oil filter wrench. And I got to go metric now. Oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Anyway, here's a shot underneath the bike. Got the number 6 hex metric wrench in the sockets. There are 2 of them. You're supposed to stand the sucker up level to do that, but I'm not certain about the jack type because the actual engine is a member of the stress frame, and seen some different things on that. So I'm just going to do it here and then kind of rock it back up straight. But the owner's manual clearly says keep the bike up straight. So here's a good shot underneath there. There's 1 and there's 2. Supposed to pop both of those. Alright, I've loosened these. It looks like I've loosened a pretty good deal, and I should be able to just drain it right out. I got a clear container here just so we can see kind of what the oil looks like after only 130 miles. It should look pretty clean, and I just want to see if I can see any particulates or anything in it. Well, heck, that's kind of green looking oil. I changed a lot of oil, and that's a different color. Anyway, I assume you can see it on camera. It's kind of like a... There you go, there's some black. Alright, so I got it all drained. Still a couple little drips, but it's coming out good, and it may not tie the size of the container I put just perfect. I'll pour this in a milk jug and kind of measure it out, get an idea how much it is. The next thing that I ask you to do is the oil filter. And the oil filter is hiding behind this horn. And I'm going to try to get in there and take care of it. I'll try to get a shot here. This oil filter is really in a tough spot. I give Harley kudos for this. At least Harley can get to the oil filter without taking apart the whole dang thing. To get to it, really, to get to an oil filter wrench around that, you really have to take the horn off. And the owner's manual kind of insinuates that. I don't see how you could take that filter off unless you got it. Polaris has some unique tool or something to get back in there and wrench that off. A really wide grip. Anyway, so what I had to do to take the oil, to get to the horn off, is there's like a plastic cowling here. I had to unscrew the screw here, or the bolt, crank it off. There's a bolt back in there, deep back in there. I had to take this plastic cover loose so I can get to that bolt, so I can remove the horn, so I can remove the oil filter. So that's a pain in the Blutarski. Alright, I got it finally. Just a quick shot here. That horn had to come off. There's no way to get to it. The oil wrench that I had to put some duct tape around it because it's going to get a good grip on it, really. Extension, of course, to get it in there and take it off. And now it's hand loose right now, and I'm just going to pop it off real quick. Alright, there's the old filter. Cranking the new one back on. And it really helps to have an extension to get in there. You see the horn kind of dangling down there. You got to put that back on. Then I got to make sure that this plastic cover gets back on tight. I had to take the screw off so I could use the standard tools. And I just to say this, I can change the oils, I can change spark plugs, and just little stuff, which is really what I like about motorcycles. I was working on them, but by no means am I a master. So when it's 500 miles, I'm going to take this up to the dealership, because there are a number of other items on the maintenance list here in the owner's manual that really should be taken care of that I don't have the technical ability to do. So let me crank this oil filter on, and I'll show you how to pour it in the sides, and I'm basically done. Alright, I got the filter off there. A little bit of oil in there. Well, it looks really machined very well, doesn't it? Oil is kind of dirty. I poured a hole. Let me walk you over here real quick. This is what came out of the oil. So, it's not 4 quarts, but 3.5 maybe. Count for some spillage too. But it's looking pretty good so far. I'm going to go ahead and put the standard washer back in there. They look fine. I don't see any damage to them. I mean, they're brand spanking new. So I'll just leave those that came with the kit for another day. Hey, just going to finish this video out. I've got the filter back on, got the plugs back in nice and tight. Fill this up. This side, of course, you got to stand it up straight. It doesn't do the, you're not supposed to measure it sitting on the kickstand. But it took exactly 3 quarts and 12 ounces. And I put it just a hair below the full line. You want to put it below the full line. If you go over, you got to use a suction pump to suck it out or something, per the owner's manual. But that's it, man. Thanks for watching the video.